Happy Saturday. Welcome to the Paradigm Shift episode 139 with two outstanding guests today. But first, happy 50th anniversary to my parents. 50 years. My goodness, is that a milestone? I'm super pumped to celebrate with them tonight. We're going to bring on Big Dave. We're going to get this party started. I already see Kelly in here. Can't wait to bring you on. Love you, my brother. Core in the house. And we also have Tiff hopping on, which I couldn't be more excited about. And let's get this party started. Let us know how you guys are feeling in the chats. What's been a win for the week? What are you doing this week? Happy anniversary, Mom and Dad. Where is Big Dave? Wow, Mikey. What a treat to see you, brother. It's been a minute. Good to see you, man. Big Joe. Yup. Big Dave.
Craig Siegel, the Eagle. What's up? Why are you running late today, baby?
You know what? I had to take care of something, and it went a minute over. And here I am. It's my parents' 50th anniversary today. Had to get my
happy anniversary.
Yeah. But I love you. Thank you for your patience.
Yeah, no problem. What are you doing for your parents' anniversary?
Let's see if my mom's on here so I could actually tell you. I don't believe she is. We're shooting out to Long Island. We got some surprises in store, my brother and I.
Yeah.
It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful evening. 50 years. Can you imagine, Dave?
I can, actually. I'm more than halfway there, so I can imagine it. And it's a milestone that I look forward to celebrating with my children, the way that you're celebrating with your parents. So I just, am just overwhelmed with joy for people that have experienced the ups, the downs, but most importantly, the love of marriage. And a good marriage, there's nothing better. A bad marriage, there's nothing worse.
Yeah, and I think there's a misconception that people think that the good relationships are just like this. Every single relationship has the ebbs and flows, and it's good to get on the same page from the beginning about that to see how will we handle potential obstacles and arguments and so forth, right? I mean, you know better than me.
Yeah, look, when you're with people that much, there's going to be disagreements because you wouldn't be attracted to each other if you were 100% the same, if you saw things the same way. And, I've been traveling extensively, and my wife and I saved the very last day in Malta as a date day. Not to say I still didn't spend the minimum amount of time on my non-negotiables, not to be the anal retentive mofo that I am, but I am, which is fine. But from 9 to 5 was one of the first days of the year, completely uninterrupted because of the time difference in Malta. 9 to 5 allowed me no coaching calls, no shows, no interviews, no interruptions, no children because they were sleeping. And God bless me with the best weather on the last day. We had a 23-day speaking tour. It was 30 days overall. And it was the only day in the last 30 days that my wife and I spent 9 to 5 completely by ourselves, uninterrupted. And I still, even though those 8 hours were uninterrupted, I still had my non-negotiables, my 6 hours of activity I got paid for, and my sleep. So here I am. I got home yesterday and I was up at 4 a.m. rocking and rolling, waiting for Craigie Poo to set up the 50th anniversary party with all the surprises.
I love it. I love you. And I can only imagine, and I need to be better at this. We kind of talked about it this week on our call about setting up time and space for a 9 to 5 uninterrupted. That sounds unbelievable.
Yeah. And the weather just made it in the place and it's a very romantic, historical place. Malta, I highly suggest people go there. And it was amazing. And then on the other side, when I like to look at roses and thorns on a trip like that, I will tell you, because I know you are building quite a journey for yourself professionally and inspiring people. But, I've been bringing books to every speech of mine for over 10 years. And not one of the gigs on the European swing, from London to Portugal to Madrid to Malta, not one of those places got my books. And so you take 2 steps forward to think like you could have these amazing trips and amazing days, but back to the basics. It's like forgetting the 4 values I live with. So, we're always improving. It's a trajectory, like you said, like a marriage, man. If every day was perfect, you'd be bored.
Yeah. And I heard this cool quote in Kabbalah in the last week or so, and they actually said the relationships that have no arguing, no fighting, they're not real. That's not your soulmate. Those are body mates. A soulmate.
What'd you call it? What'd you call it?
A body mate. A
body mate. Yeah, yeah.
And they said a soulmate's supposed to actually trigger you, and with no friction, there could be no light.
Yeah, exactly. That's where sparks come from. That's how light was invented, through friction. But I have a different term for relationships that have no friction. It's called kiss asses.
Fair enough. I love it.
Be careful the people that always say yes to you. Be careful the people that always say yes to you.
Hell yeah. We're going to bring on our first guest, Tiffany. Then we have my man, Kelly, I'm so excited about. In the meantime, I'll ask you a question, as I always do. We're going to get a little deep today. Based upon the season that you're in right now and your life experience, Dave, what does it mean for you to be successful?
That's easy. My success is my ability to enjoy the consistent, everyday, persistent, without quit pursuit of my potential. The delta is my success. Because some things I do, I have a really high basement. And so it appears to people that I have great success in it when I'm not nearly close to my potential. And then there's other things that are, for example, sports related, where my basement is so low that people don't think I'm successful because I ended up being a below average Division III college football player. They're like, oh, well, he's not very successful at football. You know what? F you. That's probably one of the things I was most successful at, because my delta, my pursuit of my potential and how close I came to my potential was so great. And so I look at success at that delta, the skills, the knowledge, and the desire, but also notating, hey, a realistic perspective in this lifetime. I have a low basement or a high basement for math or physics or sports or, running a marathon. It just is determined upon what you're doing and how you're doing it. So look for the delta, and that will absolutely show your success. Speaking of deltas, look at this guy. He's the king of growth. What's going on?
Kel.
Well, I got to tell you, I was thinking of something when you were talking this morning. You realize that you're getting married next year. In 50 years, it'll be 2074, and I'll be 99 years old.
Wow.
So congratulations to your mom and dad. That 50 years is a big thing. And Uncle Dave, congratulations to you and a successful life and marriage. And you're just the epitome of what life is supposed to look like. So thanks for having me, boys.
For some, thank you.
I love you, buddy. It's so good to see you. I love the background. Let's dive right in. What does the word authenticity mean to you?
Oh man, you got to hit me hard like that right off the bat on a Saturday. Just being in line with yourself, man. Just being your true self. It's peaceful. Is word analogous that I like to do. It's when you feel one with yourself.
That's so good. Yeah, I was going to relate that back to, understanding your essence or your ease. When you're at your essence, you're at ease, and the capability of understanding dis-ease. And a lot of people put themselves physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually at dis-ease by trying to be what other people want them to be, what's missing, what they don't have. And I think your authenticity is your essence, vibration, frequency is. Craig's studying Kabbalah. I thought I'd bring in a little bit of the frequency technology that he's studying. But I simply want people to look at their essence and that ease that's created by living at your essence, by identifying what am I doing to put myself at dis-ease physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And we can find more of who we are instead of worrying about who we want people to think we are.
Beautifully said.
As usual, you got it. You nailed it.
The only negative that I got going on right now is that I'm the third most handsome cat on this call right now, but it's all good. I want to acknowledge Kel for a second. Me and Kel have a really close relationship and so forth. And I know that you've been doing a lot of inner work lately, and it's very noticeable, and I'm so proud of you. What is something that you've taken away and learned throughout your journey of doing a lot of the inner work, and what is something maybe you've learned about yourself?
How long is this show?
Oh, 30 seconds, brother. No.
You know, between the three of us, you know, you have three generations of personal development here. You know, Dave gave it to you, Craig, and then Craig, you're instilling it onto me. So it's just never ending and constant improvement on yourself. And that isn't, you know, not being content with who you are or where you are, but it's just pushing beyond the uncomfortability, facing your fears, and just understanding that life is what you make it. You make your own weather. I mean, look at this. I'm in Utah right now, and there's mountains behind me, and life couldn't be any better. And if you let it, it will.
So good. It's so interesting how people create either that peace and ease and perspective that you have, Kelly, or they create a perspective and a meaning that's punishing. And it'd be easy. And I see people in Utah, because I think Utah's the Switzerland of the United States. It's just, you know, everywhere you go, you're like, wow, this is just such a beautiful, clean, you know, unbelievably inspiring place. And yet I'll go to Utah with people and they're like, did you see that homeless person? I was like, yes, I saw one homeless person by the convention center. You know, come out to Los Angeles or New York. And are you going to go ahead and give the meaning to your experience because of one thing that you don't want? Or are you going to give the meaning to your experience by a trajectory of where you want to be or better? And, you know, my best day is today. It always is today. It always will be today. And the reason is because that's the meaning I give today. My day, every day, is my best day. And does that mean I don't get kicked in the balls 8 times every day? Absolutely. And so do you, and so does Craig if he has any. But if anyway, sorry, I just wonder if people run that many marathons, how big their balls are. Like, come on, that's. I mean, if I ran a marathon, I'd be sore for like 6 months. That's the way my stuff is hanging. But anyway, I digress to the proverbial 70s Dave Meltzer. But more importantly, give meaning to your day. Today is your best day. You're gonna get kicked in the face. It's okay. Spend minutes and moments in the kick, and then go enjoy the beauty that's behind him in the big city, behind me in my closet, and behind Kelly in Utah.
Well, Dave, you know as well as I do. If you look backwards, all the bad things that happened to you, all the times you got kicked in the face were aligning for you. And it's a cliche in our business. It's happening for me, not to me. It is true. Look back at all the bad things in your life, and they were steering you in the right direction. Now, some people, when they're faced with a fork in the road, they choose the wrong fork, and you know, unfortunately, that's where things demise. But not anybody on this call for sure.
No.
And Dave,
comes through us now. Comes through
Dave,
us forever.
I'm upset you got a hat on because I want to see those veins coming out of your face. You get all fired up.
Yeah. Ferocious Buddha.
Yeah.
I love this logo, but my wife calls it the constipated Buddha. She thinks it looks more constipated than ferocious.
the last CLS live event, so people were calling me the ripped Buddha.
Yeah. That's the best.
Yeah, speaking of that, Kel, I think this is the most clothes I've ever seen on you.
Yeah, it's cold. Trust me. I was trying to figure out how I could do it shirtless, but it's too cold for me today.
It took me 3 years of coaching to get Craig to wear anything but a tank top, so I'm super excited.
Dave, I'll never forget the first time I showed up like on a nice shirt in the Paradigm ship. Like, what the hell are you doing?
Before I met Craig in person, I thought he was literally 6'4", and like I'm looking up here in the crowd to meet Craig Siegel, and meanwhile he's right eye level with me. So you never know.
Hey, that's a good compliment, Craig. You have a commanding presence, all 5'7.5" of you.
I appreciate that. Kel, do you have a couple more minutes? Because I want you to hang out when we bring on our next guest.
As much as you want, man. I'm always here for you.
Yeah,
Gotta pay it forward.
We're going to bring on Tiffany right now, which I'm super excited to add to this dynamic. But while I do, I want to ask you another one. What lights up your soul right now, Kel?
You know, feeding into others. I hate to do a shameless plug for our CLS family, but feeding into everybody in the family, paying it forward. It's just that's what the heart of the life mantra is about. It's just what I want to constantly do.
Yeah. Tiff, welcome.
Hello.
Yeah,
Y'all are cracking me up already. I love this vibe.
We needed a little feminine energy on this, a lot of masculinity.
No, we already had some feminine energy with Craig, so we needed more.
Craig,
Dave,
you
you're
so
on
much for that.
Dave, you're on
You got a roll.
today. My goodness. This is awesome.
I love him.
Craig, we hit it all.
If Julie dies or leaves me, I'm going to marry you. So you could tell everyone, I'm marrying you.
Who, me?
Yeah,
Greg?
I love you.
I
I love you. He's
I
perfect.
appreciate that, Dave. It feels
Hey.
mutual.
I'm ordained and I will officiate that.
All right.
I love that.
It'll be the best. Craig, it'll be the best 30 seconds of your life. I promise.
Oh my goodness. Tiff, you and I met. We both spoke on stage at an event in Nashville a couple of weeks back. I immediately was drawn to you. I love your style. I love your vibe. I love your energy. I'm super pumped to have you join our audience and community today. We'll dive right in. I was checking out some of your content, which I highly suggest everybody do immediately following this. And I saw you talking about how you fill up your energetic well. And I thought that was really beautifully articulated. How do you fill up your energetic well, Tiff?
Oh gosh. Well, typically instead of being here with you guys, I would be in hot yoga. That's one of the things I do. It's like my Saturday or Sunday religion, and that helps me fill up my energy as well. But I've gotten really good over the years as a high achiever, as I know y'all all can relate. I've gotten really good at understanding that I do need that downtime. So whether it be my hour on the mat or my journaling or my walks around the block with my dog, just really being okay with the idea that it's okay to unplug for a moment, because I know that I'm going to come back stronger. So that kind of changes and ebbs and flows throughout the season and the year. In Nashville right now, it's about to be cold and dreary, so I won't be going on as many walks, but I just find what feels good in the moment.
Yeah. And something that I just realized, and I'm still working through, and Dave, we were talking about this, not only is unplugging okay, but it's actually a necessity, right, Dave?
Yeah, it's not just a necessity, it's an activity. People don't realize that yoga and meditation and walk, these are activities. Sleep is my #1 activity. I want to be in the Sleep Hall of Fame. I want to be known as the world's greatest sleeper, because I know if I'm the world's greatest sleeper, I'll be the most productive, accessible, and gracious human being on earth. And sleep is the cornerstone to doing that. And then what I love about the name of this show, we accidentally came up with it 139 episodes, never missed a week, by the way, with all the traveling that we both do. Paradigm shift, because the idea is exactly what Tiff is talking about. The paradigm shift for us is that I am unlimited in my energy. I am omniscient and all powerful and all knowing. What am I doing to interfere with it? And so when we realize that hot yoga clears the interference, or meditation clears interference, or running marathon clears the interference, or sleep clears the interference, then we are utilizing our faith of the omniscient, all-powerful, all-knowing source of energy. We have more energy. I'm really old, so my mentor was Bob Proctor. He passed away last year. Bob Proctor is known for a movie that I was in the sequel of called Beyond the Secret. He was in the movie The Secret, and in it, he rocked my world because he said, look, you have enough energy in your pinky to light up all of Manhattan. Right there, Manhattan, where Craig is. And it just brought to me, then what the hell am I doing to interfere with all that? If I have that much energy, then why do I feel so sad or anxious or worried? Come on, man, let's get it going. Let's identify what we're doing to interfere with it. And people like Kelly and Tiff, they help raise the awareness and vibration and frequency of that energy to collect all of it and utilize it through us for others.
And
I have a question.
Also.
I have a quick question. Do any of us unplug from our phones during the day? How long
I do.
do you do it, Dave?
Minimum of 10 minutes a day, could be 6 hours. I unplugged for 8 hours in Malta with my wife, but I use minimums because that way the consistency, 2 minutes a day equals 2 hours on a Saturday, but that's my own conscious continuum belief.
Yeah.
What about you, Craig? Do you ever shut that thing off?
Yeah, at night, when it's dinner time, hang out with my fiance, eat a little food and reflect. No more phone for the rest of the night. But if I'm being honest, I should probably incorporate that midday as well.
Yeah.
Me too. Thanks. That's why I love being around people like this. We all learn from each other.
Yeah, that's such a good question. I try to be pretty inaccessible over the weekends, and like my clients know that about me. You can text me. I'm not responding until Monday. But I would love to do a better job at really disconnecting, especially from Instagram.
Yeah. I love the vulnerability. This is a really special dynamic. There's no place in the world I'd rather be within you guys today. Pivoting for a sec, Tiff, I wanted to ask you, I know a high achiever like you, you're already thinking about 2024 and setting the intentions and your goals and so forth. What is something that you do that maybe the audience could take as tangible to set your goals and intentions for the new year?
Oh man. Well, I mean, I'm
Good
sure this
question.
isn't new to anyone listening, but I always have a word. My word for this past year, well, this year we're in right now, 2023, was unstoppable. So I always have a word that just feels like it's resonating, and I haven't decided what it's going to be yet for 2024, but I can tell you this, it's either going to be easy or fun, because those are the two words that keep coming up in my life. Like with my business coach, she's like, what do you want for this? I'm like, I want it to be fun. So probably going to land there, but I try to come up with a word that I can just tap back into throughout the year to remind myself, what did I promise to myself this year? I promised myself I'd be unstoppable. Okay, what does that look like in this dynamic?
Dave, how about you?
Well, you know, I have daily practice in a trajectory towards a year or 10 years or a marriage, whatever it may be. And so for me, I love words because mine right now is forgiveness, which has changed. Mine, believe it or not, in January, mine was easy. And I wanted it to counteract diseasy, which was a word I made. I'm not sure diseasy is a word, but I think a lot of people are living in diseasy, and I wanted to live easy. And now I want to really incorporate, I study every day forgiveness in combination with gratitude. I just think worldwide that the only solution that I can see for so much dis-ease is forgiveness. And somebody out there has to stand up for it. Nobody's talking about it. They're talking about dis-easy again, and atrocities that are occurred through dis-easy. Historically, it's always been that way. So for me, forgiveness is a huge thing, and it's amazing. People start shaking their head, yes. So that means that I'm on the right track, and hopefully great leaders like Kelly and Tiff and Craig can help me amplify the message of, hey, why not just forgive and be really productive instead of all of this dis-ease that you're creating for yourself and others.
Love that. Cal?
There ain't nothing easy about Dave, but if we're doing the one word, if we're going to do the one word, which I've done for years, I learned it from John Gordon, mine would be love. Love everything. Love everybody. You know that, Craig. But what I'm getting ready for is that we're launching a health and fitness app coming up in the next month. We're making some changes to the podcast. We just got this thing started and we're already taking it to the next level. So it's like I said when we first started, continuous and nonstop improvement, moving the goalposts and just keep freaking grinding. As a wise man once said, marry the process, divorce the outcome, or playing small is canceled.
Yeah, that's right. I'll land the plane with one final nugget. Tiff, you're a badass coach, and I love your work and I love what you do. And I'm just curious, this will be a good one. When you're dealing with a client or having a call, whatever the case may be, you want to talk about them improving their business and so forth, and maybe they just need a therapy session. How do you, we've all been there, right, Dave?
Yes.
How do you navigate that to get them back on track, or do you just let them vent? Like, what is your process for something like that?
Oh, I'm a big fan of the reframe. I'm a big fan of, I'm happy to step in and be your temporary therapist. Disclaimer, I am not a therapist, always and forever. But there's always mindset issues and blocks, subconscious blocks that come up as we're trying to reach the next level. So I'll usually dive right in. I laugh and say that I'm a hybrid of someone who's going to give you a little kick in the pants and a pep talk at the same time, because sometimes we just need it to get out of our own way. I was reading a book last night and he was talking about how one of his coaches kept threatening to fire him, and that was what led him, pushed him to stop getting out of his own way. And I was like, see, sometimes we just need that little kick in the pants. So I'll step in and own that role if I feel like it's going to help them get out of their own way.
Love it.
Yeah.
Dave?
Craig. I probably have coached more people than most people on earth now, with over 100,000 people for free every Friday, to the groups, to the one-on-one. And I use therapeutic methodology as a con. And I'll tell you why, because there's two questions as a coach. When I'm stuck, here's the two questions I ask. And I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychotherapist. I've studied all types of shit and I'm not sure I know it. But I know these two questions apply to everyone if you want to keep your client. One, ask them, do you feel worthy? It's a guarantee. If you're stuck as a coach, just go to the worthy side. Well, it sounds like to me you don't feel worthy. How'd you know? Oh my God, you're the best coach. You're a genius. The other one is this is my retirement plan in case I suck at what I do. I always know I can make money by touting myself as a mommy issue coach. So the other great thing is, it sounds like you have some issues with your mom. And then they're like, oh my God, how did you know I have issues with my mom? Because everybody on earth doesn't feel worthy and everybody on earth has issues with their mom. So if you can't figure out as a coach what's going on, go to the mainstay, go to feeling worthy and issues with your mom, and people think you're the greatest coach on earth. And just a little branding tip for my 3 coaching compadres here. So little hidden secrets that I give to everyone.
Yeah, I absolutely love this. We've never done this before.
He's like, are you kidding me?
Straight off the
What, are you not feeling worthy, Kelly, there? Come on, I can help you.
No, I don't do coaching, and you just told me why. It's like, but I will tell you this much. I'll steal a Davism from you. God gave you 1 mouth and 2 ears for a reason.
Yeah, be more interested than interesting.
I was about to say that. You beat me. Love that line.
For the first time ever, we're going to land with one thing. In honor of my parents' 50th anniversary, my mom's on here now. We're going to go around. Don't overthink it. What's the most important thing to you in a healthy relationship? Let's try to do 1 or 2 words, starting with Tiff.
Ooh, respect.
Dave?
Honesty.
Kel?
Communication.
Bye. Happy anniversary,
Happy
Mom and Dad.
Happy anniversary, Mrs. Siegel.
Love you, Seagulls. Love you.
Love you guys. Tiff, Kel, thank you for joining us. For our audiences that might not have been familiar, give them a follow immediately. Check out all the awesome stuff they got going on. Look out for Kelly's Harder Than Life big fitness app and so forth. And Tiff's got a lot of great stuff going on too. Thank you all. Dave, as always, love you.
Love you guys.
Love you guys.
See you soon. You guys are awesome.
Bye, guys.
Awesome.
Have a good weekend. Mom, I'll see you soon. Love you very much. That was great, guys. Check out all the stuff Tiff and Kel has going on. Kelly's very close to me. He's got some really awesome things in the works. Keep your eye out. Join his email blast, whatever the case may be, so you can stay informed. And Tiff and I are kind of new friends, but she's awesome. She's badass and a beautiful soul. Dave, as always, thank you. We'll see you next week for the next episode. No weeks off. You dig? Have a good weekend.